Tell yourself the truth. If someone calls you fucking fat, they may be bullying you, but you might be fucking fat. Someone calls you dumb, it's mean, but you might be fucking dumb. But that doesn't mean you don't stop going, you don't stop pushing. Life's about improvise, adapt, and overcome to every situation that's in front of you. A lot of people hate that message that I say continue pushing, continue finding your new 100%, continue finding your best self. A lot of you are trying to find inspiration and motivation with a depressed mindset. You're depressed because you're not doing shit with yourself. You don't find inspiration by not living in the grip of life. You need to live in the grip of life to find inspiration. Put challenges in front of yourself. When you put a challenge in front of yourself and you attack it, that's when you find inspiration. You can't judge yourself off of the so-called competition that we have made up in our mind. The things that, how people look, how people act, how smart someone is. This is a race that you run completely alone. I believe a lot of us are battling with depression. What a lot of us do when we're depressed is we just fucking stay depressed. Think about that. Think about how fucked up you're making your life out there. You make yourself more depressed. When you're depressed, I've been depressed several times. What helps me is getting out there and getting some. I was once that person who saw someone successful and didn't see how can I get there. I was like, oh, fuck that. They're probably cheating or they're probably doing this. I was that negative person because I wasn't there. And I didn't want to work to get there. Mm-hmm. You know, I wasn't trained in how to build a human being from nothing. You know, like my mom didn't train me, my dad didn't train me. I know how it's going to feel because I failed so many times before. Failure is the ultimate thing, man. I failed so many times before. That's why I don't look at failure anymore as failure. I look at it as my first, second, and third attempt. And after a while, I started learning more and more and more through pain and suffering. I started learning so much about stuff. And I know how to do it because I have all the tools. Through all the failure I went through trying to build this person who's God. Because I quit everything and I wanted to make a stand. And so when everything got hard for me, I went backwards. I said, not this time. I had to really invent. I realized I had to reinvent a whole nother human being within myself because who I am wasn't going to make it. This guy is not going to cut it. So I had to be a guy who can take any kind of pain, any kind of suffering, any kind of torture, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I had to have the people who, I had to visualize everybody that called me nigger. You have to be in a room of people like this. I had to make up these things in my mind, the things I had to overcome. And I started callousing my mind. Through a process, and it basically started with working out. It started with working out. It started with doing, like, if it started raining outside, for instance, my mind would say, fuck that, man, I don't want to run. If it was 3 o'clock in the morning, it started raining outside, my mind said, get up. Because I was fighting this other person. First of all, I didn't have much talent. So I had to train one fucking thing. You better train your fucking mind. Because my talents could run out way early. When shit got hard for me back in the day, bro, I'm done. I'm out. See ya. Okay. I gotta invent a motherfucker that can. So I invented Goggins. I invented a motherfucker that realized we're not good enough. But Goggins realizes we're mentally strong as fuck. And we're gonna outstrength these motherfuckers in the mind. Sometimes life can really hijack your fucking mind. When that happens to you, you're all fucked up. Your goals, your ambitions, everything is out the fucking window. In life, we all go through different things. Sometimes your girlfriend or boyfriend breaks up with you. Guess what? Get the fuck over it. They no longer want you. Maybe you failed a test in school. You worked your ass off. Guess what? You failed the fucking test. Get over it. Move past it. Learn to not let life hijack your brain. That's why I came up with this thing called taking souls. I started to devise ways to break a soul of a human being, of an object, of whatever's in front of me. If you keep on attacking something, nothing wants to stand in front of anything that is relentless. Nothing. And so then your mind starts to get tougher and tougher and more callous. People, how did you run on broken feet? Broken shins. My mind knew this is how we operate. We're in Navy SEAL training. This is what we are. I became hell. And that became my new norm. I gave myself no way out. There was nothing outside these walls of hell. Nothing. I loved God, but for a short period of time, I became the devil, because that was hell. If you don't like that message, this is not the place to be. I'm about people trying to find the best they have. overcoming any and all obstacles.
Try to be 10% better than you were last week. So if you're running 30 miles a week, run 33. If you're swimming 500 meters, swim 550. If some of you aren't doing shit, you're 10% just getting off the fucking couch. The more you walk away from accountability, the weaker you become. Find yourself in the grip of life. You can't find yourself by doing nothing.
I have people who have been through training with me, Ranger School, SEAL training, Air Force training, and I get calls from them today, and they have great lives. And all they talk about is how they failed in that one moment. And they can't even enjoy their life now because they're now warm. They're now warm. There's no more suffering. There's no more suffering for me either. And we're in the same boat now. But you're suffering, so we're not suffering, but you're thinking about what you could have been. I am exactly what I should have been. And that's where people start to lose it.